Alright, good afternoon everybody. It's your boy Akeen and welcome to today's blog. Continuing with my first round mock draft for the 2014 NFL Draft, pick number 17 belongs to the Baltimore Ravens. Now this was another 8-8 team, and like many teams who recently wins the Super Bowl the previous season, the following year they failed to make the playoffs, and this was another team, and they need some help with that offensive line. That was the reason why they struggled so much this season. Now on the defensive side, I have to give them some respect. They had a solid year. I did like the efforts from linebackers. Daryl Smith, he had a great year leading the team in tackles, and I did like the play from Ladarius Webb, 22 pass breakups last season. I think he would work well with Jimmy Smith as a good tandem and for the Baltimore Ravens. But they still could use some help defensively. But let's first talk about the offensive side. They need some help with the offensive line. They can use a guard or a right side offensive tackle. They had to let go of Michael Oher, so that's a spot they need to fill in void. Also, they could use probably a running back, even though both Ray Rice and Bernard Pierce struggled last season due to the fact that the effort from the offensive line wasn't working too well. Now, they could also use a wide receiver and a tight end. They can look at a receiver possibly in the second round, maybe even in the third round. The depth at wide receiver, once again, is very great. Now, at the tight end position, they did pick up Owen Daniels from Houston, Texas. I think that was a good signing, but I still think that Joe Flacco could use another good, versatile tight end, and they're praying to God that Eric Ebron out of North Carolina will be still available with this pick. Now, on the defensive side, they could use a good 3-4 defensive end. And one player in particular that I think they're going to be looking at is Stephen Tuitt out of Notre Dame. I think he can fill that spot pretty well. Also, they could use a good safety. James Ihidabu is actually no longer with the team. One player in particular that they're going to be looking at is Calvin Pryor. They might consider picking up Calvin Pryor from Louisville at the safety position to work along with Matt Elam. They have a good young tandem at that particular position. But I really think they need to address the offensive line with this pick to replace Michael Oher. And I think that it's going to be a battle between Zach Martin out of Notre Dame and Cyrus Quandro out of Alabama. Now, Quandro, his stock actually dropped during this offseason, headed towards this year's draft. I had him as one of my top offensive tackles. I still think he's a great talent. He can play very aggressive, but his workouts weren't really too well. And plus, there's a little bit of a health issue that we've been reading about. But I still think that Coach Jim Harbaugh could coach this kid and motivate him to be a good offensive tackle and protect Joe Flacco's right side. Now, for Zach Martin, he's a little bit more versatile. He can also play the guard position, and I think that's a big debate between these two players. Zach Martin can play both tackle and guard, even though I think he would be better fit as a guard than a tackle, but I still think he could play tackle as well. And this is going to be a hard pick, but I have to go with Cyrus Quandro out of Alabama with this particular selection. I think he's going to actually, due to the fact that he's pretty much coming back home to the state of Maryland, he went to the Mather High School in Hyattsville, and he's actually has a home field advantage. People are going to be rooting for him. His family's going to be close to reach him. His old buddy, and they were actually being so close to him. I think he could be motivated and be cheered and have good momentum for the Baltimore Ravens. And I think that Coach Jim Harbaugh will coach him to become an aggressive player like he was at Alabama. He's a great player all around. Good offensive tackle. I think he will be in shape, and I think he could work well along on the opposite side of Eugene Monroe, who just signed a 5-year deal, locking him at the offensive tackle position on the left side. But I think that's why Cyrus Quandro will be a better choice over Zach Martin, even though I will give Zach Martin some credit. And I will not disrespect the Baltimore Ravens if they decided to go with Zach Martin. I will understand, but I think that Cyrus Quandro, he will be taken care of if he goes to Baltimore. So I think that Coach Jim Harbaugh and company should go with Cyrus Quandro at pick number 17. Now, the next time I'm going to catch you guys is tomorrow. Going to continue things on with my first round mock draft with pick number 18 belonging to the New York Jets. Thank you for watching today's blog. From Pro Football Exclusive, I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.